Wanna go closer. Wanna go closer. Baby.
testing. All right, everybody, let me see. Why not? Let's see birthday cakes in the chat. Let's see birthday cakes in the chat if you guys are ready. Let me see them. I'm seeing them. I am seeing them. Ian Mad 10, Shane X, Zach History Notes, Kawaii Life Antonio Dorothy, the UI Fanatic, and Tiger, I guess. Tiger. That is about everybody. Yes. All right. We are about to Ice Cream Hero. Welcome. We are about to get started right now, ladies and gentlemen. I just had to vibe out to that. It's one of my favorites. All right, let's start that over. There we go. All right. I think we are basically ready to get going. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another regular Josh1 stream. Let me know in the chat if the audio is good. Let me know if you can hear me well, and if the music isn't too loud or too low, let me know in the chat so I can get that situated. All right, Skeptor the Wolf, welcome back. Vamps 2018, welcome back. You can hear me good. Great, sweet. Again, how am I trying to put this? Again, let me see birthday cakes in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see them. Let me see them in the chat, everybody. All right. Yeah, we are good. Birthday cakes. Yeah, let me see them. All right. And we got 19 people in here. That's awesome. We should talk about ANSI 2024. Probably. Yeah, I think so. Thing is, why though? There's a specific reason why I'm wanting y'all to put birthday cakes in that Jonathan basically got it. Yeah, it's well, you know what? Yesterday was my birthday. I turned 28 yesterday. And so I was gonna do a live stream yesterday. But I was feeling, I'll be honest, I was feeling kind of off yesterday. So I wanted to be like in the right state of mind, you know what I mean, to do a live stream. So hold on a second. Oh no, yeah, we're good. Yeah, I wanted to be like in the right state of mind when it came to doing a live stream. So I ended up moving it to today. So I'm feeling way better today. And also since I got light now, you know what I mean? I couldn't do it at night. I went to Benihana's yesterday, kind of treated myself to a very awesome, amazing steak and lobster dinner. Woo! That was so good. Oh my god, that was totally worth the money. Man, I'm going back at some point. But yeah, Skeptic the Wolf says you're 28, you're almost becoming 30. Please do not remind me. Do not remind me of that at all, okay? I'm 2 years away from my 30s. Like, I can't. That scares the hell out of me. Like, you have no idea how much that, like, that's messing me up. Like, where did the time go? It felt like I just turned 27 like a couple of months ago. What the hell? That's crazy. But hey, you know what? I'm trying to live out the last of my 20s for as much as I can. You feel me? Like, I'm trying to have a good life, which I have been. So yeah, it's been good. Time really flies when you get old. Tell me about it. Like, it felt like 2024 just started, like literally a month ago. It's like, what? It's crazy to me. I totally just realized I do not have a water bottle next to me right now, so that's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'll probably try to get some water at some point though, but right now I think I'm good. Yeah, I just want to turn that down just a little bit. But yes. So yeah, yesterday again was okay. It didn't get really good until I had the Benihana's dinner, which I almost didn't do because I wasn't quite sure if Neo Anton, it's been a long time since I've seen you in the streams, man, or seen you at any time. Glad you're here. Welcome in. Happy birthday. I need to do a drawing later on my day off. Oh yeah, I forgot you did a drawing for me last year. That was really awesome. So I appreciate that. So thank you so much for that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, like, yeah, I almost ended up not, because the whole thing with yesterday, I'll say it, like last year when I tried to do kind of like a celebration for myself in the sense of, oh, I'm gonna go out and eat something, you know, it didn't go out so well. Not because the food was bad or anything. It wasn't that. It was just like the service, because I went to go and get some like sushi last year. That was something me and my mom would do when we do birthdays, right? Sometimes. And when I went to the sushi place, you know, like I got some sushi, but then like after a while, like they kind of just like barely came to my table. You know what I mean? So I was kind of just sitting there waiting for more sushi, or waiting to be able to order some more sushi. It wasn't a revolving bar, which kind of sucked. So I kind of had to wait just a little bit. And then it was like maybe 15 minutes until they were closing, which I didn't know. And so then they finally came back and let me know, hey, we're closing in 15 minutes. Do you want any more sushi? And it's like, damn, it's about time. Like, finally, you want to come over and, like, you know, ask me if I wanted more sushi? I was just like, not that I gave them an attitude or anything. Like, I'm not that kind of person, though. But it put me in kind of like a sour mood for the rest of the night. Like, when I got back into the car, I was like, yeah, today wasn't great. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, I was, you know, that dinner that I had just didn't really make me feel great about my birthday, at least the day of last year. You know what I mean? And I think I was like a little afraid that I was gonna have like partially the same experience yesterday. You know what I mean? And so, and also like a lot of other people, like I didn't have like anybody to be with yesterday either, so that could have partially been it though. But I have a few people wanting to celebrate with me tomorrow, so I'm gonna be doing a lunch tomorrow, which is awesome. So, you know, so this is my birthday week, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be celebrating all week. I kind of want to go to another restaurant. I don't think I'm gonna, well, technically I am tomorrow, but I kind of want to do like another like fancy kind of dinner. I could, maybe, I don't know, it's possible, but hey. But yeah, but like, I almost, like, I was kind of, like, really struggling as to what I wanted to do yesterday, you know what I mean? And the funny thing is, I almost made a reservation to go to Disneyland for my birthday. Almost did it. But I said, you know what? Nah, I kind of go to Disneyland like literally every single week. And so, I mean, I'm not even kidding. I'm literally going every single week, almost every Friday. And so, because of that, like, I kind of just said, you know what? Let me just, Kawaii Life Antonio, that is crazy, Josh. Are you saying it's crazy that I go to Disneyland every week? If so, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. But, hey, you know what? It's technically each trip is free for me. You know what I mean? I don't have to pay ticket prices to go to Disney all the time. So that's why all I need to do is just make reservations. You know what I mean? And so that's all good. But yeah, but I almost went yesterday. Almost made a reservation for yesterday. And I was thinking about making a reservation anyway to go, but I was like, nah, I want to take a little break from going to Disney. Like, I maybe a week or two, and then I'll return. I don't know. I'm not fully sure, but that kind of depends. So, yeah. So I started, like, looking at, like, man, where could I go to eat? And then Benihana's kind of popped up, and I'm like, hey, I haven't been to one in, like, 10 years. So almost 10 years, either 10 or 9 years. I'm not fully sure, but either way, like, it, yeah, it did well. You know, like, I'm glad that I made the decision. I decided, you know what, I'm going to treat myself. Let me just get the most expensive meal they have. Why not? You know what I mean? So I got, like, a very, very, very tender freaking piece of steak. It was like a filet mignon or something like that. And I got, like, a lobster tail. Holy crap, that was, like, man, I can tell you that completely made my day yesterday. Like, it completely made my day. That was amazing. So, yeah. But yeah, that's basically how my birthday turned out. So, yeah. And again, that's kind of the explanation as to why I didn't stream yesterday. It was just because, again, like, the first half of the day, I was kind of not fully, like, in the right state of mind. I wasn't, like, depressed or anything, though, but I wasn't, like, I don't know, I just wasn't necessarily in the mood, you know what I mean? So it was a whole thing. But yeah, so that's basically all I have to say when it comes to that. But either way, regardless, I still want to stream with you guys, and I guess kind of somewhat celebrate, you know what I mean? Because I did it last year with you guys. I celebrated my birthday with you guys on the stream, so it's like, we should do it again. You know what I mean? Even if it is a day after, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Is there anything in particular that I do want to talk about besides that? I don't think so. Well, no, I don't think so. I mean, somebody did mention they wanted to talk about, like, the Annecy, I think that's how you say, the Annecy festival. And yeah, there was, like, a lot of mainly Disney animated like news that kind of recently came out, which has been great. I know that Warner Brothers Animation and Cartoon Network Studios is gonna have their, I guess, panel tomorrow. I'm honestly, besides the Amazing World of Gumball, I'm not really going to expect anything from Cartoon Network. I'm gonna be incredibly honest. I mean, I've said this for a while, but this is just the truth. I'm honestly done with Cartoon Network. I kind of don't really care about them anymore. I know how harsh that may sound at this point, but I'm literally not watching them anymore. And I'm just expecting nothing from Cartoon Network at this point. You know, like, that's just kind of where I'm at. I don't want to be there, but they kind of just put me in that position. You know what I mean? Especially with the news that Invincible Fight Girl, is it Invincible Fight Girl or Invincible Fight City? I always mix things up. I don't know how. But that show, like, with the news that at least in Canada is being moved to Adult Swim, and we still haven't really fully got any confirmation that it's moving to Adult Swim here in the United States. But if it is, It's Invincible Fight Girl. Okay, that's what I thought. But yeah, if it is truly getting moved to Adult Swim here, then I literally am just giving up on Cartoon Network. Like, sorry. Like, call me back when Amazing with a Gumball starts airing again. Okay, like that's where I'm at with them. I don't really care about Total Drama Island, to be honest. You know, like I really fell out of that show after, I think it was the last 2 seasons of the previous show, I think. And so I'm not really, you know, I don't really care all that much about, like, the newer series, if I gotta be incredibly honest. Same, at this point, Cartoon Network just became an empty shell of itself, and you can blame who for that. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at as well. Like, I just feel like there's, like, really no point, honestly, in, like, watching Cartoon Network. I watch Disney Channel and Nickelodeon way more, because there's just, at least for me, there's way more stuff that I want to watch on the channel, but also there's, like, actual things that are happening. You know what I mean? They got, like, new stuff coming out all the time, you know, whereas, like, you know, just Cartoon Network's just, like, it's yeah. So that's kind of just me. That's kind of just like how I'm where I'm at this point with Cartoon Network. So I'm not really expecting anything. However, if there's any kind of news that comes out tomorrow when it comes to damn, what am I trying to when it comes to Cartoon Network, at least Cartoon Network Studios or what have you, like we'll probably, I'm gonna assume that we're gonna hear more about the Amazing World of Gumball series having its revival, coming back for a 7th season, because I wish I could show you this, but I don't have it set up on my stream right now, so I don't, like, the whole, like, screen sharing feature, like, I don't necessarily have that set up at this point. But if I did, I would have, like, probably looked through Twitter with you guys and kind of, you know, see, like, some of the news that kind of came out. But there is a there was a picture I saw that's kind of being passed around, like, the cartoon animation, you know, news and, like, you know, that area of Twitter and whatnot. And you have, like, posters basically saying more Gumball. And, you know, it's kind of just teasing, of course, season 7 of The Amazing World of Gumball, which is something I'm kind of excited for, to be incredibly honest with you. Yeah, I'm kind of excited for Amazing World of Gumball. I'm still wondering if we're getting a movie. I'm not sure if the movie is at all coming out, or if, I don't know. And also, mind you, don't forget, season 7 originally was not going to be season 7. It was originally going to be a spin-off series of The Amazing World of Gumball, where I guess it was just going to be, like, basically the same characters, but in a different, like, setting or something. I don't fully remember, but I do remember that we were going to get, like, a spin-off series, technically, when it came to The Amazing World of Gumball, which I think was supposed to take place after, I think it was supposed to take place after the movie, I believe. And again, I'm not really fully sure if we're gonna get the movie. We haven't really heard anything about the movie, so yeah, I'm not really 100% sure when it comes to that. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to hearing more about The Amazing World of Gumball. If we could get any sort of, like, footage of the new season, or a trailer from the new season, or a teaser from the new season, that would be awesome. I know they did a trailer last year, so I'm wondering if we're going to get anything this year. That would be cool. And maybe we could also get, like, some sort of a air date as to when we should expect the 7th season of Amazing World of Gumball to air. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I have hope that the movie is going to see the light of day. If anything, the movie could serve as a season 7 premiere. Yeah, that's possible. That's definitely possible. That would be interesting. I mean, because at the end of the day, like, we really do need to have, like, closure. You know what I mean? For what's it called? The Acquisition? Was that the name of the last episode of The Amazing World of Gumball? Was it called The Acquisition? I think it was. But but yeah, like the way that season 7 ended, it was on such the Inquisition. Okay, I was close. It was named the Inquisition. Yeah, the way that episode like left off on a cliffhanger, like back then, because I knew like, oh, season 6 is the last season of Cartoon Network and yada yada yada. Even though it was weird, they weren't advertising it as if it was the last time we were gonna see Gumball for a while, right? And this was before the movie was even announced. But I just remember, like, when I watched that episode and the way that it ended, I was like, there's no way that we're not going to get a continuation of this. I don't know if it was going to be in the form of a movie or if it was going to be in the form of another season or whatever, but I knew they were not going to end it like that. And so I wonder if we're going to get like some sort of continuation when it comes to season 7 coming, or are we going to get a continuation to that story when it comes to a movie? It seems like the movie would have been the continuation to that storyline with, you know, Elmore beginning to be sucked into the void. So I really do wonder what's going to happen in that regard. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Like it could take another year or so. I'm not sure, but we will definitely see what happens when it comes to that. So, yeah. Gumball and Powerpuff Girls Revival would be Cartoon Network's only hope. Well, here's the thing. Powerpuff Girls Revival is actually not, and I think it was something that, Dizzy Gamer, hello, Josh, how's it going? How you doing? Glad to see you in the stream. Welcome in. And I'm doing pretty good. I'd had, my 28th birthday yesterday, and I celebrated by going to Benihana's, which is kind of like a teppanyaki or a hibachi restaurant where they kind of cook the food in front of you, which is awesome. So it's great. Yeah, I had an amazing dinner yesterday, so I was so I was doing pretty good. So I'm good right now, yeah. But yeah, with the Powerpuff Girls, I do not care for Sausage Party and never will. Let's not talk about Sausage Party, okay? Nah. That is not something I'm ever going to delve into. But yeah, the Powerpuff Girls Revival is actually not something that is in stone. It's something that the creators are currently, like, potentially working on, or, like, developing, at least. But it's not confirmed that we're going to actually get a Powerpuff Girls Revival coming back to Cartoon Network. So, that thing, as of right now, is not, like, again, it's not set in stone. We don't know if it's going to be approved to get a revival. So that's kind of, and I don't even know if they're, like, working on a pilot for the potential reboot, not reboot, but revival series. That I don't really know, but again, Powerpuff Girls is not set in stone. So as of right now, as of right now, we're not getting another Powerpuff Girls series. But again, we're not sure if it is going to happen or if it isn't going to happen. So, yeah, that's something I want to mention. I'll be right back, actually, real quickly. I'm kind of getting a little hot up here, so I'm going to put on the air conditioning for a little bit. So, again, be right back. Whoops. That was totally the wrong one. There we go. All right, be right back. right, and we are back. We be back. All right. Let me pull up the chat once more. There we go. I don't know if you guys even can like really hear any of the like air conditioning that's going on. I got like a vents up there, so I don't know if you guys can hear it. But yeah, so okay. So where were we when we were talking? Yeah, so we got the Annecy Festival. So there's been like a lot of things that's come out from Disney, at least today. I think they've had like a couple of things that came out yesterday. And I'm not fully sure, to be honest, if I'm going to do a video on some of the news. I certainly could. I'm not really sure though, but we'll see. Tom would have done better on Cartoon Network if he stayed. Yeah, you know, that's yeah. Cartoon Network would have been in a much better position if Tom Ashkine was running it, you know? Especially considering that he told us what he was planning on doing with Cartoon Network, and you actually saw him taking action to start, like, moving Cartoon Network towards what he wanted it to be, which was a general family channel, instead of just being seen as a kids channel, you know what I mean? Like, that's why you saw Cartoonito coming into effect. That's also why you saw Acme Nights coming into effect on Sunday nights as well. You know what I mean? Like, he was starting to move things in that general direction to get Cartoon Network to where he wanted it to be, a family channel. Now, Michael Owaleen mentioned, like, I think last year or 2 years ago, that he wanted Cartoon Network to be a general animation channel that anybody could enjoy, not just for kids, not, you know, he wanted it to be a general animation channel. And while I would like to see that, I just do not, I don't know if he's truly, if that's even still his plan, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really see Michael Owaleen doing much to really change Cartoon Network to being a general animation channel. Because with Cartoon Network, especially, again, if this is true that Invincible Fight Girl is moving to Adult Swim here in the US, then that doesn't tell me that he wants it to be a general animation channel. And look, I get it. Adult Swim is doing better in the ratings, blah, 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 blah. I get it, you know, so trust me, I understand that. But still, if he's moving those types of shows that have action in it onto Adult Swim, and we're just not going to get any more action shows at all on Cartoon Network, are you really trying to make this channel a general animation channel? I'm just not seeing it. You know what I mean? That's just me, personally. Iyanu is airing in 2025, though. And, yeah, while Iyanu is definitely, like, it was supposed to come out this year, but it's been delayed to next year. That's the other thing, like, is that going to stay on Cartoon Network? They could very well decide to move that show on Adult Swim, too, if that's what they're doing. And again, if that's what's happening, I'm totally just, like, completely done with Cartoon Network. Like, that's just, like, if anything, like, I've kind of just lost my patience. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know? Like, they've kind of been fairly stagnant, and it just, when I watch the channel at any given time, like, just the state of the channel is just, like, really sad to me. You know what I mean? What I don't like about it is the fact that, like, the promo writing team is still, like, I don't know if it's, like, really back. You know what I mean? But when I see, like, them kind of airing these, like, promos where it's like, hey, it's a general view of what we're doing the entire month, and it's just strange. It's like, nah, I don't know. So, like, that's kind of where I'm at with Cartoon Network. Like, it's, meh. Zach Now says, it would be nice if the East feed of Cartoon Network signs off to Adult Swim. I forgot that they do sign-offs. Like, again, I haven't watched Cartoon Network in quite some time, so honestly, I just don't, you know, I don't really know too much. I tune in every now and then, but it's, yeah. But that's kind of where I'm at. Shane says Teen Titans Go just needs to end. Literally nobody cares about it anymore. I know they have one more season as of right now. But yeah, like it's not. I don't necessarily know if jeez, what am I trying to say? I'm not exactly like, I don't really know if it's doing as well as I don't know if it's doing as well as it used to. You know what I mean? Like that's something I don't know. Especially considering that it's airing a lot less than it used to. And okay. I am gonna have to put you in timeout. We are not doing this. Okay, goodbye. There's no arguing, none of that stuff in here. We're not doing that, okay? Like, do not come. I just saw the other comment too. Oh, this guy, no, don't do that. We are not having that in this chat, okay? All right? Like, sorry. If it seems harsh, I honestly don't care. Like, we're not doing any of that stuff. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, Teen Titans Go. Yeah, like Teen Titans Go, I don't know. To be honest, for me, I honest to God do not care. Like, if Teen Titans Go is still here on Cartoon Network, I literally don't care. Like, how many seasons does Cartoon Network even, like, have? Or, you know, or let's also kind of put it this way. Teen Titans Go is very irrelevant right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, let me see. Teen Titans Go. How many seasons? It has 8 seasons as of right now. Right? Yeah, 8 seasons. Has it been renewed for a 10th season? Or I know it's been renewed for a 9th season, but has it been renewed for a 10th? Let me see. No, it doesn't look like it has been renewed for a 10th season, so I don't know. It's been renewed for a 9th season. That's all I know. And it's currently in its 8th season. But when it comes to season 10, I don't know if it's going to be renewed. Yeah, so literally I honestly have no idea. But that's the thing, in my personal opinion. Like, it's just kind of become so irrelevant. Not a lot of people really are watching it. They barely even talk about it at all. So, again, I don't know if, I'm not sure if, like, it's really, you know, something that's gonna end at any point. Like, I don't know. That's really all I can say about it. And Teen Titans Go is running as long as Paw Patrol, apparently. Makes me wonder why those two shows are ongoing side by side. I mean, yeah, that's true. They did kind of, well, the only thing with, like, I don't know. Somehow I don't really have much to say about that. But yeah, I didn't necessarily think about that. Because Teen Titans Go came out in 2013. And Paw Patrol also came out in 2013. I didn't even think of that. That's crazy. Was there a comment that I saw somebody say? Zach History now says the Disney Junior and Nick Jr. blocks might go away and get replaced by the channels. Nah, I don't think so. Like, the blocks are definitely gonna stay. It wouldn't make sense especially for Disney Junior, now that Disney Junior does not have Spectrum anymore. Like, they're not on Spectrum anymore. It would not make any sense for them to, like, get rid of the preschool block on Disney Channel and just move everything to Disney to the Disney Junior channel. That's not necessarily, I don't think that's gonna happen. And it's also not gonna happen for Nickelodeon either, especially considering that they are getting good views on those channels when you get to the preschool stuff. Like, it would just be a bad choice if they were to do that. You know what I mean? I could see the comparison between both shows. They have both aired in 2013. They've both been on for a long time then, and they both even got theatrical movies. Yeah, that's kind of true. Disney Junior ain't on Spectrum anymore. Nope. They came to a deal, and it included dropping channels like Disney Junior and Disney XD and certain other channels. And so I no longer have that because I have Spectrum, and that was just crazy. What's also crazy is the fact that Paramount was going through like a similar like negotiations, like I think about almost a month ago, I believe, with Spectrum, and we ended up keeping all the channels. We didn't drop any channels, you know? So it's kind of like, I wonder why Disney couldn't do that. But, you know, it wouldn't shock me if Disney was just being cheap. You know what I mean? It's just synonymous with the Disney brand right now. You know, as much as I love Disney, or as much as I love going to the Disney parks, the company, the corporation of Disney is like, I have my grievances with them. You know what I mean? So it's, yeah. Teen Titans Go does still mock its critics, with the most recent hater episode being intro. But what's even the point of trying to make people more angry? It's tiring. Yeah, like, I didn't even know that that's what they were still doing. Like, it's definitely childish to continue to, like, still do that kind of stuff. But also, I don't necessarily understand, like, why... I don't know. I don't, me personally, I don't understand, like, why you would still just, like, continue doing that. Like, what's, I don't get it. It's stupid. I don't like it when, like, anybody, you know, kind of goes after, like, critics of anything. Like, and not even just, like, shows, but when you have, like, say, maybe creators or actors that are a part of a show or a movie or whatever, and the movie is not really getting rated all that well, but then, you know, the creators or actors or whatever kind of go after those people. I'm just not a fan of that whatsoever. You know, like, me, I kind of just view it to be kind of unprofessional, you know? Like, hey, people don't like your movie? Okay, whatever. Suck it up and move on. Like, you know, don't be like, well, you don't like my movie or you don't like my character because you're this and you're that. And it's like, just don't do that. Because then you made yourself honestly unlikable to a lot of people. You know, it's just stupid. So that's my personal opinion. But speaking of Disney, actually, now, I mean, because I kind of been talking. Well, actually, speaking of Disney Junior, I do remember, I think it might have been last year, where they announced a show called Kindergarten the Musical, which was kind of like, I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be like a movie or what, because it's called Kindergarten the Musical, you know? And they recently came out with a promo. Well, actually, not a promo, but they came out with a theme song for it today. That was today, right? Yeah, it was today. They came out. Yeah, it got revealed that it was going to be a show, which I find very interesting. Obviously, I'm guessing it's a show where the kids are in kindergarten and they're going to be singing a lot. I don't know. It will be both CG and 2D animated. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. Like, when I saw, it's very quick. Is Mau Mau Season 2 ever going to happen? Honestly, at this point, I don't know. It's been produced, but I don't know if it's ever going to come out. I wish we had answers for that, but we just don't. But yeah, but when I saw the theme song for Kindergarten the Musical, it was interesting because it started off in CG, but then I noticed that they went into a 2D style, and I was like, huh? So it's CG and 2D? It's interesting. I wonder why they go into 2D animation. Maybe it's like, I don't know. I find it to be interesting though. But yeah, I'll be honest, it kind of looks cute, you know? Like, that might be something. I'm kind of curious to check it out. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. Cartoon fan, didn't Mau Mau Season 2 get written off? I don't think that was ever confirmed, necessarily. I don't think it was ever confirmed. Like, as far as I know, the creators never really said anything about, Season 2 being written off or anything like that. So, I don't necessarily think it's been written off. It could have been, but if it was, I think we would have heard more about it being written off for tax purposes, but as far as I know, it hasn't. I just don't really know. We don't really know at all. That's all I can say. But yeah, but continuing on with 2D. Yeah, continuing on with 2D. You know what? Actually, with 2D, why am I saying 2D? Actually, speaking of kindergarten, I kind of want to just look up Kindergarten the Musical. Because I'm not fully sure what the show is actually about. Okay, so Disney Junior. Yeah, do they have like let's see. Kindergarten the Musical is an upcoming American-Canadian Disney Junior TV series, which was announced during the Disney Junior Fun Fest, which is something they hold at Disney. Disneyland, particularly. It will be produced, blah, 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 okay. Oh, so it's going to be released, actually, in September, supposedly. That kind of makes sense, because I think some kids start, like, school around that time, so it makes sense to kind of release it there. So it's an animated musical series about navigating all of the first young kids' experience while attending kindergarten, whether having your own set of school supplies for the first time, finding a place to sit in the lunchroom, why did my phone do that? Or making a new friend. Kindergartners can feel so many feelings that are sometimes hard to express with just words. Singing about it feels more comforting and expressive. Okay, so it's basically about, like, you know, experiencing your first years in school, I guess, and going through all that stuff. That's interesting. I mean, you know, especially for a show geared towards kids, could this possibly help them? Maybe. All I can say is I'm pretty sure parents and teachers are going to really, really, really hope that kids are just not going to start singing all the freaking time because of this show. Because that could very well happen. You never know. Like, that would be funny. Yep, I guess Josh and Donald have the same birthday. Actually, Donald's birthday is a day before mine. Since it's June 9th, which I didn't realize until last year, I was like, wait, I'm literally a day after Donald's birthday? How am I just finding out about this? Crazy. But yeah, but it looks like, excuse me. It looks like with Kindergarten the Musical, it's going to be like one of those, again, one of those shows where it's basically like, you know, trying to show kids like, hey, this is what's going to be like on your first day of kindergarten, and you're going to blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. But I think that's kind of cool. Again, it looks cute. Just from the theme song that I saw, it looks kind of cute. So, we'll see when it comes to that. Mason Wrigley says there's also an Angry Birds movie 3 in production. You know, when I saw that, I was like, wait, we're getting a third Angry Birds movie? What? And I've never seen any of the Angry Birds movie. Maybe like a couple of scenes or what have you, but in terms of like the entire films, I've never seen any of them. I've never seen the first Angry Birds movie. I've never seen the second one, which to my surprise, I've heard some fairly good things about the second movie. Yeah, and also I know they've had like a couple of other series. I think didn't they just announce that there was like another series that they were going to be doing? I think they did. And I don't know if it was Amazon Prime or if it was Netflix where that show is going. But I do remember it's kind of interesting when it comes to Angry Birds. It literally started off as a phone game. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like it's literally a game. It's on Amazon. It's on Prime Video. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, but it started off as a game, and then it just became a movie, and now we have like these like little mini series or a full series, and you know it's kind of interesting, I guess, just like how that ended up working. You know what I mean? Do they even have a game anymore? Is Angry Birds even a game anymore, or is it like who knows if a game counterpart of Angry Birds 3? yeah, was it, we do have Angry Birds tunes back then. I might remember that. Hold on. Angry Birds tunes. Okay, yeah, I kind of remember this. But yeah, it is, again, do they even have, like, a mobile game anymore? Because I know, like, their first one wasn't, like, working for a while. And so I actually have the remastered original mobile game on my phone. Okay, so I'm guessing they remastered the game. Okay. What? Angry Birds has been around for 15 years? What? 15 years? The first initial release was in December 11th, 2009. What the hell? 15 years of Angry Birds? Are you kidding me? Dude, that's crazy. I can't believe that. Like, what? That's nuts, man. So how long? Wait, okay, so now I have to ask, how long has Candy Crush been around? Candy Crush. Initial release date in April 2020, April 12 of 2012. So it's been around for about what? 12, 20? I can't even. Yeah, about 12 years. Yeah, it's been around for about 12. That's crazy, bro. Like, damn, I'm literally, like, honestly shocked that these games have been out for this long. That's crazy. Peppa Pig is 20 years. Peppa Pig is 20 years old right now. Peppa Pig has been around for 20 freaking years. Look, I'm telling you guys, all right? Quiet Life and Tony, I feel old. You feel old. I'm gonna be 30 in 2 years. Okay, shoot. I'm the one that feels old. Christ, man. That's crazy. That is serious. I'm shocked. Like, I am legitimately shocked, man. That's nuts. But yeah. But anyway, to go back to what I was saying before, like, Angry Birds just having a third movie, like, I'm honestly shocked. Again, I've never seen any of the other films. I may think about checking them out. I don't know. But I'm guessing the movies are good enough that it's getting a third film. So that's definitely interesting. Also, speaking of film franchises, even though this one's different, but still, I heard that Hotel Transylvania is getting another series on Netflix. They had a Hotel Transylvania the series, and so now, and I think that aired on Disney every now and then. But now they're having apparently, I guess the series is called Motel Transylvania. I think, is that what it's called? Yes, yeah, it's called Motel Transylvania. Let me look that up. Motel Transylvania. No, not R. And Motel Transylvania is apparently also the name of a band. Okay, that's interesting. So it comes out next year. The series will follow Dracula and Mavis as they explore a new resort for humans and monsters in the Californian desert. How interesting. You know, it's funny because, like, I remembered, like, watching the Hotel Transylvania. Like, well, actually, I only saw the first movie for a while. I thought I saw the second movie, like, when it came out in theaters, but I guess I never did. Because when I watched the movie in, like, on Nickelodeon when they were airing it over and over and over and over again, like, a month ago, like, I didn't recognize a single thing. You know what I mean? And then, like, I didn't, you know, like, when it came to, like, the third movie and the fourth movie, I was kind of just, like, disinterested in the franchise. I was like, nah, I think I'm, like, not really gonna, you know, like, I kind of was thinking, like, nah, are these movies even good anymore? But, Gary the editor, aka Alex, he watched all of those movies and he said that like they're still pretty good for what they are. So I might check them out at some point. But yeah. But it's interesting that we're gonna get another series from Hotel Transylvania called Motel Transylvania, but it's on Netflix, so that's gonna be interesting. Hoping it's good. I'm wondering, is Selena Gomez gonna reprise her role in that show, or is she sticking to the movies? I don't know. Or another question is, are we ever gonna get another film from Hotel Transylvania at all? We'll see. I guess they won't stop given how successful the franchise is. Yeah, the franchise is definitely, it's definitely, big, considering that it's still ongoing. It's like Open Season, where Open Season continues to get, like, these movies, right? But then also, like, what am I trying to say? They have like a animated series that has not aired here, and I'm not sure if the animated series is going to air at all here, but they have a new 2D animated series, which I think came out this year or last year, maybe late last year. I don't fully remember. But I definitely do. But yeah, like that franchises continue to happen. And another one, unfortunately, and they completely botched this one, Megamind. First of all, Megamind should have had another movie come out much sooner after the first movie came out. The fact that it lasted this long, or the fact that not that it lasted this long, but the fact that they waited this long to bring us another piece of Megamind content, and it's garbage, like, that's honest to God an insult. Like, oh my lord, it's crazy, like, how much they botched Megamind. Like, you could have given Megamind, like, a legit theatrical release in terms of a second movie, but they decided to have it be a TV movie kind of situation, because they also got a freaking series on Peacock, I think? Is it Peacock? I think it is Peacock. And, the Megamind sadly will get a second season. Was that confirmed? I mean, I guess it would be, because the first season did get, like, and it did end on a cliffhanger, so, which, might I add, I haven't seen the show. I refuse to watch the show. I only watched, reviews of it. I think it was a guy named Raz Reviews or something, or I think. I could be totally wrong, but I think he did like a review. It was either him or it was Safarelis. Either way, both of them did a review of the series and the movie, and I think both of them probably pointed out like how the series ended or something. I'm not quite sure. I don't fully remember. Megamind season 2. No official confirmation has been given about its sequel. So, damn, on IMDb, Megamind Rules literally has like 740 people rated it, and it's amounted only to 2 out of 10. God damn, that's funny. That's hilarious. It's terrible. It's literally, oh my god. It's freaking, it's bad. It's bad. Okay, so I guess they did say that it is in development. Wikipedia listed Megamind Rules as a cash grab. Did they really? That's hilarious. I mean, if they really did, that is honest to God hilarious. I don't count Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate as an official sequel, since it's basically just a full pilot for the series Megamind Rules, so I don't really understand why people are tearing it apart. Well, it's because it's a terrible movie and it's an awful show. That's why people are tearing it apart. But it's also the fact that they waited so long to give us something Megamind related when people have been asking for it for a long time, since we all love the first movie. And then they give us this, a terrible freaking TV series. Like, that's why people are, like, tearing it apart, because, you know, and you can say, well, but the Megamind was for the kids of now and whatever. And it's like, I mean, sure, but that still doesn't really excuse the fact that it's garbage. You know what I mean? So, like, it doesn't really matter in that regard. Alvin and the Chipmunks is turning 10. No, it's not. No, what are you? Alvin? No, that Alvin and the Chipmunks? There's no freaking way. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Yeah, because for whatever reason, I wanted to go into freaking mic mode. It came out in 2015. It's gonna be 10 next year. What the Let's stop doing that. Let's just stop. We're all gonna start feeling old, okay? I feel old enough as it is. This thing came out in 2015. What the hell? That's... Oh my god. That's crazy. And, you know, honestly, that series was kind of a hit and miss for me, to be honest. Like, I can't say I hated it, but it wasn't great either. Dorothy, the UI Fanatics says, at least it's canceled, unlike Miraculous. Yeah, Miraculous Ladybug literally needs to, Miraculous Ladybug needs to go, bro. Like, I don't understand why that show is still going on, but yeah, Miraculous Ladybug is just god-awful. It's annoying. It's like, it's probably the most annoying show that's out there. I don't like the animation. A lot of the characters look completely cursed. Like, ugh. And and like some of the dialogue is just like, oh my god. The amount of times that Marionette constantly talks about Adrian and speaks in such a fast-paced whenever she's talking about him and yada yada yada. It's like, it drives me nuts. It drives me freaking nuts. Ugh, I can't with that show anymore. Yeah. Now, very quickly, though, I want to, you know, since we're talking about Disney just a little bit, since Miraculous Ladybug is on Disney Channel, they did come out with, like, a lot of, that show was glorified shipping soap opera. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But yeah, like, with Disney, they kind of released, like, a lot of, you know what, I think I'm just gonna pull it up here. I can't show it on the, I can't show it on the stream right now, because again, I don't have the live, I don't have the screen sharing feature, set up for this live stream. Because if I were to try to set it up, you would, you know, like, it wouldn't exactly be great, so, but yeah. But, for one, we got word about the Phineas and Ferb 5th season making a comeback. I don't think we have a specific date for when that's gonna happen. I'm looking forward to, Phineas and Ferb returning. Like, that's gonna be exciting. I'm hoping it's just as good as it was before, you know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping the comedy that the show was known for, especially when it comes to Dr. Doofenshmirtz, I'm hoping is just as good, if not better. That would be great. That would 100% be great. But yeah, but that show is going to take place in, a year after the original series has ended. You know what I mean? So, well, actually, it's still technically the original series. It's considered season 5. It's not a new series, if anything. So it's just returning. But yeah, either way, it's gonna be coming back. It's gonna be taking place a year after the previous summer that we know. So now I kind of wonder if, like, we're gonna see, are the characters gonna be slightly like are their designs gonna be slightly changed so we can see that they've kind of become just slightly older? Or maybe at least with Candace, I guess, like, maybe with Candace we'll see Is she gonna look a little older than she did previously? I don't know. That's gonna be interesting to see. Or like, are their outfits gonna change a little bit? Or is the I literally have absolutely no idea. Like, I mean, it is only going to be a year difference, so there might not be that much of, like, a difference in terms of character designs, I'm pretty sure. But regardless, it is going to be interesting to see, what they do when it comes to this new season coming. And so, I'm excited. That's all I can really say, is that I am definitely very excited. But also, let's see, what else, right, Kif. It's crazy, because I thought Kif had, like, a season, I thought season 2 of Kif already premiered, but it didn't. We're still in season 1, or at the very least, season 1 stopped airing, or, like, stopped airing new episodes, maybe, I don't know, and, maybe we'll get season 2 very soon, but they recently just announced that Disney has officially greenlit Kif for a 3rd season, which I think is great. I don't really watch Kif as often as, say, maybe like Big City Greens, which also got confirmed to get renewed for another season, for a 5th season. But either way, like, even though I don't watch Kif as much, it's still a good show. You know what I mean? I gotta catch up on those other episodes, though. I haven't seen a lot of them, but I really do need to catch up. But Kif is a pretty good show, so I'm happy that it's been renewed for another season. That makes me very happy. That's awesome news. And again, Big City Greens has been renewed for a 5th season. I have not seen the movie yet, all right? Reason why I haven't seen the film was because the day that they premiered on Disney Channel, I was at Disneyland. All right, so I have not been able to catch an airing of Big City Greens, Mooncation, or whatever the movie is called. I have yet to see that movie yet, so I would like to catch it at some point. Granted, I could just go on Disney Plus and watch it, but that's honestly just not how I roll. I don't roll that way, okay? I don't necessarily like miss something on television and, oh, it's on streaming, I can check it out there. I just don't do that. I mean, I have Disney Plus, of course, so I could do that, but for whatever reason, I just want to watch it on TV. Don't ask me why, but yeah. Cartoon fans, his kid's voice reminds me of Baby Shark. It's because both of their voices are literally voiced by the same voice actor. The voice actor who voices Kif also voices Baby Shark, so it's literally the same person. They have multiple reruns on both Disney Channel and Disney XD. Yeah, I've still been missing them. I have still been missing them. So I haven't been able to catch those reruns yet. So I may, again, I'm not fully sure when I'll be able to check that out, but yeah, like, we'll see. Mason Wrigley says, hey Josh, how's Maggie's Market going along? It's doing well. It's doing well. We, next, I think it's on the 17th. So next Monday, we're actually going to have, another episode come out, and it's my episode. So the next episode of Maggie's Market is actually going to be an episode where I basically take over for the market because Maggie becomes sick, and so she calls me up to basically run the market for her for the day. And so I'm kind of going on my own adventure, which also means I end up singing the theme song to the show as well. Like, so that's and they actually sent me like a clip of it. I'm not going to show you guys that at all because they don't want me showing you guys the clip until like the episode comes out, I think. But and that's kind of like the only thing that like they really said, like, you can show like behind the scenes of like, you know, filming the show, but don't show this clip. That has to be kept secret until the episode comes out. But yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that episode. It's gonna come out on the 17th of June, so that's next Monday. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for that one. That one's gonna be awesome to see. Dorothy the UI fanatic says Moon Girl hasn't been renewed for a 3rd season, possibly implying executives unfortunately pulled the plug on that show. I am going to I'm not gonna take news of Moon Girl not being renewed for a third season as I'm not gonna take it as the show being canceled or pulled. Because the other thing we gotta consider is that we are, like, season 2 is not finished yet, right? It ended on a cliffhanger, but the rest of season 2 is going to be coming out later on this year. So I wonder if, like, when that airs, maybe depending on how that goes, I'm wondering if we will see whether it gets renewed for a third season or not. I'm not fully sure, but I'm not going to take the news of, like, other shows like KIF or Big City Greens being renewed, and we haven't heard anything about, say, Moon Girl or even Haley's On It being renewed. I'm not necessarily going to take that as evidence that those shows haven't been renewed. So that's kind of where I'm at. Especially since, like, the creator of Haley's On It literally, like, kind of has confirmed that season 2 could possibly still happen. They're hoping that they get renewed for a second season. So for a second season, it's not necessarily, like, confirmed for Haley's On It, but they have ideas and what they want to do and yada yada yada, and they're hoping that it gets renewed for a second season. We haven't heard anything just yet, so we're not exactly sure if it's going to happen or not, but we'll see. That is insane that season 2 of Haley might still happen in a way. I honestly hope it does, because the way that they ended season 1, like, it literally ended on a cliffhanger. You know what I mean? I have to know what happens next. Like, even if it does make Haley look fairly unlikable in this entire situation, and if you haven't seen that episode, I'm not going to spoil it for you. All I got to say is, she doesn't really look all that likable in this, and I feel so much for Scott. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, like, I'm really curious to see what season 2 of Haley's On It would look like, and what the story could go, how the story could progress from here. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of wondering what we'll see in that regard. But that's if it gets renewed for a second season. We have yet to hear about any of that, but again, that's we'll just have to wait and see. We'll see if it fully is gone, or if it is renewed. We just have no idea on that necessarily. Okay, let's see what else. Wasn't there any other things that was also maybe not necessarily renewed, but will be interesting. Okay, so we'll be interesting to see what's next for Paramount, since the Skydance merger fell through. Right now, it seems like Paramount's parent company, National Amusements and stuff for grabs, is, yeah, that's right. So yeah, like, Paramount, I don't know if that was something I was gonna talk about on this channel necessarily, but yeah, so Skydance originally was supposed to merge with Paramount. Like, they recently just made an announcement that was going to happen. But whatever happened, I'm not exactly fully sure what's going on. But either way, Paramount is now not merging with Skydance. The merger, something, I don't really fully know much of the story, which is why I'm not really going to talk about it on this channel, but it's not being merged with another company as of right now. So there you go. Let's see. Okay, so tomorrow we're not going to necessarily hear too much about Amazing World, or we might, but it's going to have a special session on Thursday. So okay. So yeah, I may have to think about, like, what I want to do for a video this week, if I can. I'm not fully sure, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, and apparently Smurfs has been renewed for a 4th season. had no idea that, like, I mean, the show barely airs on Nickelodeon at all, And so I'm surprised, first of all, I'm surprised it even has a third season and it's going to premiere this summer. But also I'm surprised that it got renewed for a fourth season. Maybe it's doing well enough that Nickelodeon's like, yeah, let's have more episodes of the Smurfs. It's doing good. It's just confusing when it comes to Nickelodeon. Because, like, obviously, Nickelodeon only airs SpongeBob and The Patrick Star Show. And, currently the Fairly Odd Parents right now. Okay, so they're actually airing more than I thought they were airing. The Loud House and The Really Loud House. I never really thought about it recently, so yeah. They're really only airing, like, well, besides The Really Loud House, they're only airing, like, animated shows right now. But when it comes to, say, like, Rock, Paper, Scissors and the Smurfs, those are currently not airing right now. It's kind of interesting, you know, like, when the show just kind of stops airing on the channel for the time being, it's kind of like, well, does this mean the show is in danger of not coming back, or is it still doing good? I mean, I don't know. It's just weird. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I guess the Smurfs brought in a good amount of views for Nickelodeon that they're renewing it for more seasons. It's just, it is kind of, again, it's very interesting because they barely air it. So you'd think it would make sense for them to continue airing it regularly on the schedule if the show is bringing in views, you know what I mean? But, it is what it is. The Smurfs was on the Nick Jr. channel block for premieres at one time. I think I kind of remember that. Do you remember when we were going to get a Powerpuff Girls live action series? Let's never ever talk about the Powerpuff series ever again. Okay? Let's never ever ever talk about that garbage ever again. Okay? Oh my god. Let's never ever again. Thank God CW said, nope, we ain't doing it. Oh my god, that would have been a complete train wreck. Destel Zoodle says, I think the Haley finale was bad writing because she was clearly making the guy up and searched up hot guy or something on the phone, and and now he just shows up. Yeah, I agreed. Or just the fact that, like, she kind of ended up, like, seemingly moving on from Scott instantly after that. It's kind of like, and also, not to be, I've said this in my last live stream, but also not to be disrespectful towards Haley Banks or anything, but a guy like him going out with Haley Banks is, like, highly implausible. It just is, okay? Like, there's nothing wrong with her, but, like, she's not that kind of girl, you know? That may sound weird though, but, like, they're out of each other's league. She's out of his league. Let's just put it that way. And, like, it's just very strange. Yeah, let's see. Is it, oops, hold on. For Haley's on it, I think the Sanjay guy is part of a trick and we don't know the full story. That, I've heard those theories. 100%, but that is possible. Like, again, not gonna fully get into it though, but yeah, like, I could see that it's possible that he could be like a complete trick, you know, and she doesn't really know, and I don't know. But you think that Haley would be smarter than that, you know what I mean? Like, at least to me, I think Haley would be smarter to like, make up some guy that totally doesn't exist, and then all of a sudden he's here and he really does exist. Like, what? I don't know. Like, it's strange. Let's see. Romance Problems is a flaw on animation, in my opinion. Just look at freaking Star Versus, the Forces of Evil. That was a train wreck. It was so bad because, like, that show literally started off so good, then the shipping started coming in, where you started realizing that Star has a crush on Marco, which was fine, but then the way that they handled it, like, I think I talked about it in the last freaking live stream. I don't want to get into it again, but golly, was Star versus terrible. But yeah, I think some shows just don't fully know how to, like, handle romance situations really well. You know what I mean? Like, there's some of them that do it pretty good and it doesn't cause issues, but there's others where, like, they're clearly struggling on what they want to do. And it kind of can ruin the show sometimes, you know? Or, yeah, it suffered on good shows. Like, I was actually going to mention Adventure Time. Fully agreed on that. And Regular Show. Yeah, like, again, I think sometimes they don't fully know what to do, or I think part of it is that sometimes they have the romance in a show kind of become bigger than what it needs to be, in the sense that they focus on it a little bit too much, and it becomes an issue. It became a problem when it came to Star Versus. It became a problem, admittedly, when it came to Haley's on it. It became a problem when it came to Regular Show and Adventure Time. I personally thought it became a problem when it came to iCarly, because I remember, like, when in iCarly they started focusing a lot on, like, Sam and Freddie becoming an item and whatnot. I, at the time, thought it was a little... I just kind of fell out of the show when I was younger, and I just kind of didn't really watch it anymore because I didn't really care about that, you know? It was interesting, but when they started focusing on it a whole lot more, I was like, like, I don't care. It wasn't until, like, later on in my life when I started watching, like, those episodes, and I'm like, no, these were kind of funny. You know what I mean? Same with most infamously Miraculous. Miraculous is probably one of, not exactly the worst, but probably one of the worst examples of that. Like, criminy Christ, man. Like, again, let's just not necessarily get into it. It is a major flaw on animation in my book. I honestly think it is, yeah. Amazing Winter Gumball happens to do romance pretty well. Because, again, they didn't make it a huge focus in the show. You know what I mean? Yes, you knew that Gumball and Penny had a crush on each other, but they didn't necessarily, like, admit to it. And then they eventually ended up getting into a relationship with each other. And yeah, there's been, like, a couple of episodes where they focused on it a bit, but it wasn't, like, annoying. You know what I mean? It worked, at least, to me. Another show where I thought the romance worked was Kim Possible. You know, like, they didn't focus too much on it. And then when Ron and Kim eventually became a couple, again, it worked really well. You know, it didn't mess up the show at all. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's times when it really does kind of, like, they can make it work. But I think certain shows just... Maybe it's the way that the shows are structured that when you introduce romance into it, it can really struggle. I think that's how it is sometimes. Yeah. Ice Cream Hero says, I find the romance in Haley's on it hilarious. To me, it's like the writer saying, we know you've seen this main boy ends up with the main girl, but if he doesn't kiss her, it can cause climate change. Yeah, that... I think, like, yeah, it is a little weird that it seems like almost everything, at least in the future, is honestly dependent on whether Scott or Haley kiss each other, and it is kind of weird, you know what I mean? Like, I wish they didn't write it like that. I really think that if Haley's on it did not have that futuristic, like, element to the show whatsoever, and it was just, oh, Haley, you know, is like, you know, she's kind of like seclusive a little bit. She doesn't really want to do a lot of stuff, or she doesn't want to try a lot of things, but she really looks at her book of all list, like a list of things that she wants to do before senior year or before the end of senior year or whatever. Like, I think, like, when you do that, I think what they should have done was just have her, like, really feel determined to do it. Instead of being like, oh, hey, the future's gonna go into chaos if you don't finish this book. You know what I mean? Like, I think it should have just been, she's just very determined to actually try to do stuff. She finds out a list item that she ended up checking off her list. She really enjoyed it, and she's like, maybe this list item won't be so bad or something. And then she sees the whole Kiss Scott Denoga thing, and she's like, okay, maybe let's not do that. But she doesn't feel like she's pressured to doing it. It's just she really wants to do it because she actually has a crush on him. Not, oh, she has a crush on him, but also the future is at stake if you don't, you know what I mean? Like, I think they shouldn't have done that. Like, when I really start putting all of that into consideration, I think it really should not have been written that way. Especially when you see the season finale. The futuristic aspects of it, I personally think kind of just really messes things up. So, yeah, the whole Scott and Haley thing kind of felt forced. It does sometimes, especially when they do things where it kind of feels like it's really on the nose, right? Where Haley is missing Scott because he's not helping her with the birdhouse thingy, and Scott's missing Haley because Haley's not at his, like, Rubik's Cube tournament or whatever. And both of them just so happen to see people that look like Scott or look like Haley. Or the episode where they were trying to bring, like, their favorite kids band back together, and, like, at the end of the episode, Haley sees the two that Haley sees the guy that was in the band that looks like Scott happening to end up being in a relationship with a woman that just so happens to look like Haley. You know what I mean? It was too on the nose. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, my goodness, it was kind of, like, I didn't mind it back in the day, but at the same time, when I kind of think of it now, it's like, yeah, they were kind of going a little bit too on the nose. You know what I mean? And so, like, yeah, it's a shame because, like, I think, me personally, like, I think Haley's on it is all right, you know, like, I think it has, you know, some potential, but the writing is not great. And also, speaking of, like, a relationship kind of, like, aspect, I remember, I think the character's name is Booker, whatever, like, it was weird because, like, they had, like, an episode where she confessed that she had a crush on Haley Banks, right? And she was like, oh, one day I'm gonna kiss Haley Banks, right? And then literally in the next episode, well, not in the next episode, but the next episode that happens to even, like, reference her having a crush on Haley Banks, she's already kind of over Haley Banks. Then she's meeting up with her nemesis, which is like a school, a Girl Scout person or whatever. And then by the end of the episode, they're in a relationship. And I'm like, what? Where the hell did that come from? All of a sudden, they're in a relationship. It was just weird. It was way too freaking fast. It was like, okay. Do I personally care about the relationship? No, absolutely not. It means nothing to me. Only because, like, I don't know much about that other character. Don't care much about that other character. Now, all of a sudden, I'm supposed to be invested. It's like, no. Like, you know what I mean? That just didn't work. But yeah, it was just very freaking strange. And honestly, if I gotta be honest with you here, especially after how I saw the season finale of Haley's on It, if you want me to be truthfully honest, the way that you saw the interactions between Christine and Scott, or Haley and Scott, which of the two, Haley or Christina, which of the two seems to be better for Scott? I mean, if you've seen the episode and you know exactly the moment I'm talking about here, between Haley and Christine, which of the two seems to be a better girlfriend or potential girlfriend to Scott? Haley or Christine? In my personal opinion, I would have to say Christine. You know what I mean? Again, just with the interaction between those two at, like, the last episode, I think Christine would have been a much better choice. And they seem like legitimately happy with each other. With Haley and Scott, I really thinking about it, I'm not sure. Especially with how fast Haley was able to kind of give up on him. I don't know. You know what I mean? So that's me. That's my personal opinion. I think the future aspect is a part of the joke about the butterfly effect. These seemingly small things that have an enormous effect on the future. I find it really funny. It's possible, I think. It's definitely possible. Ice Cream Hero says Haley is better for Scott because they have the most in common. That's definitely true. I would agree on that. That's definitely true. Yeah, I think that's true. I think the only reason why, like, Christine technically left Scott was because she was joining, like, that hat show competition thing, you know? But now why she liked Scott could have been for superficial reasons, but she doesn't fully seem like that much of a superficial kind of person, even though it would seem like she would be that kind of person, but it doesn't exactly seem like it is what she would be. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Haley is better, but... Or no, Haley... Where was it? Haley is obvious, but Christine works better. Yeah, like, again, it's honestly, for me, I would have to just say, it's really... When it came to just the way that they kind of interacted with each other. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of just me. But, I mean, at the same time, Christine knew something was wrong with Scott, whereas Haley completely kind of ignored it, and maybe she didn't necessarily know. I don't know, but it was kind of interesting, I think. And you know what? Another thing also that I want to mention when it comes to the last episode of Haley's On It, right? The whole thing of the episode was like, oh... Who are you fully compatible with? There's an app where you can choose a food item or whatever, or is it like you take questions and it tells you what food item you are and it shows you who you're the most compatible with or something like that? Like, the fact that everybody kind of just like totally went along with it, or Haley kind of went along with it too, and I don't know. Like, I found that aspect to be, like, really freaking strange. Like, it wasn't really, in my personal opinion, it wasn't great. You know what I mean? Ice Cream Hero says, Haley was responsible for them breaking up. He was happy to help Chris with her video, and Christine was rightfully upset he was spending so much time with Haley. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because Haley, like, really needed Scott for something. But at the same time, Scott did want to help Christine with her video, but with whatever, I forgot what the reason was, but yeah, technically Haley was kind of like pulling Scott away from Christine in some ways. But also I think, like Haley was definitely jealous, obviously. Now, could we say that Haley was trying to sabotage the relationship so she could have a better chance with Scott? Maybe, but I'm not really sure if that's the kind of person she was, you know what I mean? So, I don't really know. Kristen got another boy to help her with the video, and sweet innocent Scott couldn't take the hint. He totally would have helped her with the video if Haley didn't need his help saving Beta. I agree. That is definitely true. That is definitely true. But yeah, like when it comes to Haley's On It, again, like, am I interested in seeing what happens in the next season if they get a next season? I definitely do. I would like to see what they do in the next season if they get another one. I would definitely like to see that. At the same time, though, like, if they do happen to return, I 100% hope the writing gets better. You know what I mean? Because, again, the show does have potential. There's, like, certain episodes that I like and certain episodes I don't really care about and what have you. But certain things would definitely need to improve, you know, in order for them to, like, you know, continue on with the second season. Christine is very mature for her age. She handled the breakup very well and was still happy to be pals with Haley and Scott. That's true. That is true. Even though when Christine did kind of find out that maybe somebody else possibly liked Scott, because Haley was going to try to tell Christine, to try to make it, she wanted to make sure that it was okay if she were to ask out Scott. And Christine kind of did go a little crazy. But then when Christine, like, kind of realized, you know what, maybe my happiness isn't with Scott or whatever, like, she did definitely take it well. And, yeah, she continued being friends with Haley and Scott. So, agreed, honestly. Like, I think she definitely was the more mature one in this situation. Now, is she more mature than Haley? I probably would say yes, maybe. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, like, I do think, like, me personally, just from what I've seen, I would say Christine is probably the better choice, I think. But at the same time, I mean, it's literally just kind of based on how we've seen, like, Haley and Scott together, though. Even though I think Haley and Scott could work, it's just, I don't know. Maybe there would be things to work on with Haley herself, maybe. I'm not really sure. But, yeah. But I think that's about all I have to say when it comes to Haley's On It. Again, if it gets a second season, I'm definitely interested in seeing what they do with the story, especially with how they ended the first season, but it could be better. That's the most I can say, is that it 100% could be better. Let's see. Christine is a girl boss. She is a successful influencer at like 14. Yeah, but is that even hard to do nowadays in real life? I don't know. I honest to God, I don't know. But yeah, that is true. Kawaii Live Antonio says season 3 would have been big country greens. Not gonna lie. Yeah, it would have been. It is interesting. Like, when I first saw season 3 and they were moving to the country, it was kind of interesting that they kept the name Big City Greens, but obviously we now know why, because they're now going back and forth between the city and the country. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see, I guess, like with Big City Greens, when it comes to Chip kind of being back in the picture, what is he going to do? You know what I mean? Because he wants to plot his revenge on the family, of course. But I'm kind of interested what's going to happen when it comes to that. Did you watch Fairly Odd Parents: A New Wish? I saw the first episode. I have not seen the other episodes because I've just kind of been like, kind of busy with other things, so I haven't really been able to check it out. I do have recorded all of the episodes, so I definitely will be checking that out. I most likely will end up checking out, I will most likely end up doing a video review of the show, especially since this week is the last week they're airing new episodes. So I would have to assume that the first season is technically done. I'm not fully sure, but I will be eventually checking out the entire episode. I will eventually be checking out the rest of the season. And possibly coming out with a video of it. I don't know when that would happen, but it could be soon. I'm not fully sure, but we'll see in that regard. First season is about 20 and a half hours total. Yeah, so I think that's basically all of the episodes. I think the last episode they're going to air is this Thursday. Let's see. I saw the movie Spacecation. It was great. Cool. I want to check that out very soon. I haven't seen it yet, so I would definitely like to check it out eventually. Hey Joshua, did you know that the makers of Phineas and Ferb wish to make a spin-off series focusing on the Fireside Girls? I definitely never heard of that. That would be kind of interesting, I think. Would it be like a short series or like a actual full-on spin-off series? I don't know, but I haven't heard of that before. Skepta Wolf question: have you ever heard of a show called The Oblongs, an old adult animated sitcom that used to air on the WB but got canceled after only 13 episodes? Let me look that up. Okay, yeah, I've heard of it, but I've definitely never seen it. I've never seen an episode of this, so I mean, because barely anybody talks about it, and I don't think it really airs anywhere, or hasn't even aired anywhere at all after 2001 or something. I don't know, but I've never ever seen that episode before. I remember when the Oblongs aired on Adult Swim. Okay, so it did air on Adult Swim. But yeah, but I've still never ended up seeing the any episodes before. Dan said in an interview that if they were to make a Fireside Girls show, it would be about the adventures they go on when Phineas and Ferb are building an invention or afterwards. So it would still be like fairly connected to Phineas and Ferb themselves. That would I guess that would be interesting. I mean, well, honestly though, actually I could kind of see it, because I think they did like a couple of episodes, right, where it was about it was kind of like in connection with like a Phineas and Ferb episode, or was that just one episode where they did that? It might have been just one, or maybe it was a couple, but I remember it was the episode B-Day, and it had like two episodes. It had one where it was about Phineas and Ferb and doing all, I can't even say I fully even remember that episode. It's been like maybe almost a year since I've actually watched Phineas and Ferb. I haven't checked them out in a while, so I can't fully say I actually remember what B-Day was. But what I do remember was that oh, damn. Yeah, but what I do remember regardless was that the second part of that 30-minute slot, it was basically the firefight, oh my god. Fireside. Yeah, what the hell was I saying? It was basically the Fireside episode, but it was kind of like in connection with the previous Phineas and Ferb episode when it comes to that. So, yeah, they've done that a couple of times, haven't they? Or was it just one? Damn, I don't remember. But, like, they've had... I think they've had a couple of episodes where it was kind of focusing on the Fireside Girls, I think. So, I could see them potentially, if they wanted to, doing a spin-off series of that nature. So, yeah, I think that it could definitely possibly work, you know. But it wouldn't shock me at all if when it comes to Season 5 of Phineas and Ferb, if we were to get, like, more episodes where it's starring the Fireside Girls. Now, speaking of Isabel, right, or Isabella, I'm wondering, because I noticed when it came to the movie, she was in her Fireside Girl outfit the entire time, right? I think she was. But also, what I noticed was that they never really brought up her having a crush on Phineas whatsoever. Like, I don't think that was brought up once in the movie. So I'm kind of wondering, are we still gonna have references to her having a crush on Phineas in the show, or is that gonna be omitted at all? Or is it gonna, are we gonna have like a less, or is there gonna be like a focus on it, if that makes sense? I don't know. But, I mean, I doubt it, because, like, that was kind of the reason why every single time she would come over, she would always be asking the boys what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of a reason why she was doing it, because she has a crush on him, and she's always wanting to see him. She's always interested in what he's doing, and yada, yada, yada. So, it would make sense that she would be, like, you know, still having a crush on him when she's, like, you know. So yeah. And yeah, it is canon that when they get older that they do become an actual couple. So, like, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't take that away from the series. Why would they do it? You know what I mean? In Act Your Age, it was revealed that she slowly was giving up on her crush. Yeah, that's true. You know, I haven't... Hold on. Admittedly, I haven't necessarily been watching, or no, I haven't exactly watched a lot of Act Your Age, because truth be told, that wasn't necessarily an episode that I was like fully interested in or all that into. But that is true. Like, she was like giving it up as she grew up. Now, here's the thing. This season 5 takes place a year after the current summer takes place in the original 4 seasons, right? So, yeah, I'm sure. Okay. But yeah, but like, would she have been slowly giving up her crush on Phineas after a year? You know what I mean? Probably not necessarily, and then maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't know if we're going to see less of that in this next season, because it probably would make sense that it would be like, say, a few years later where she really starts to, when it really starts to, what am I trying to say? I think it would be like a few years later when she starts to really start giving up. You know what I mean? They aren't actively wanting a spinoff right now. That was an idea they had years ago and are still open to doing the spinoff. Yeah, I mean, like, they're working on the Phineas and Ferb show right now, so I don't think we would see a spinoff happening anytime soon. Perry is going to need a new villain to fight since Doof became good. As far as I know, to my knowledge, I don't think we're going to get a new villain. It's possible, but as far as I know, like, I think we are gonna get, because I do remember, I think it was last year, I remember that, like, Doof, like, the creator, Dan, like, he, did, like, a recording, and I don't know if that was necessarily a scripted recording where he was reading off a script. I think it was. And I don't know if it was, I think it was for an episode. I think he mentioned it was for an episode. And Doof does still end up trapping Perry the Platypus. You know what I mean? So he probably does kind of go back to doing some sort of evil, or maybe he is still, honestly, I'm not really fully sure. But I think, like, Doofenshmirtz is definitely coming back. They didn't mention that there was going to be a new villain, but Doofenshmirtz is coming back. And who knows? It's definitely possible that Doofenshmirtz could be in that situation where, like, maybe he still is a little evil. Like, he may be good for now, but he's probably still a little evil. You know what I mean? And so there's certain things that may have brought him back to doing. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see in that regard. But also, again, a year has passed, so certain things could have changed to where he's just going back to his old evil ways, which I would be fine with, because Doofenshmirtz is hilarious as a villain. You know what I mean? He's still funny when he's a good guy, too, but he's literally hilarious regardless. So, like, I'm just happy that he's back, you know, you know what I mean? So, for me, it doesn't necessarily really matter. But, yeah. So, what the hell is that? So it's almost 4 o'clock. So I'm probably going to, Doof was evil in Phineas and Ferb Christmas Vacation. According to Povenmire, he relapsed. Yeah. That's true. That is true. Yeah. So, again, like, it wouldn't shock me if he were to have relapsed. You know what I mean? I mean, they kind of have to do it for the show, you know what I mean? He has to have relapsed in some way. So, yeah, like, yeah, for me, like, I think, like, I mean, if he's not a villain in the new show, that'd be fine, though, but I think it would be funny to still have him be the villain, which I'm sure that's what they're gonna do. So, he may not, here's the thing, he may not be as bad as he was before, but still, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think I'm gonna, yeah, it is almost 4 o'clock, so I think I'm gonna probably plan on ending it very soon. So if there's any, like, last kind of questions or last, like, topics you guys want to talk about briefly, let me know in the chat, so I can end it fairly soon. Like, maybe in the next 10 minutes or so. And maybe sooner than that, we'll see. What do you think of the Doomies? You know, I've only seen, did they ever have, like, excuse me, did they ever have a, actually, hold on just very quickly. Gotta turn off the air conditioning because it is getting cold, so hold on. Be right back, very quick, very quick. Okay, yeah, it's, the vent is like literally blowing cold air on me, so I just had to turn it off right now, so, even though we're about to end it though, but still, yeah, but, let me go back to that comment, Doomies. Yeah, did the Doomies at all have like a trailer or a teaser, or was it just, announcing like the, or not announcing, was it just showing off the, oh god, what am I trying to say? The logo. Was it just that? I don't know too much about the Doomies, but I think, like from what they got an update on Antsy. I think that was about something else, was it? No. Oh, it got a poster reveal. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it yet, so, let me take a look. Oh god, why the hell is JoJo Siwa trending again? What did she do this time? You know what? I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about it. I am not talking about it. But what I just saw is disgusting. Something is wrong with this woman. But I'm not, F that, I'm not talking about it. The Doomies. Okay. Okay, but, okay, no, yeah, okay, yeah, I did see the poster. So that's all we got so far. It looks interesting. That's kind of the most I can say. Okay, so it's a spooky serialized comedy. All right, so that should definitely, wait a minute. This picture right here looks like, I don't know. It's going to be coming to Disney Plus. Is it going to at all go to like, yeah, is it at all going to go to, Disney Channel? I mean, it's possible, like, later on in its life, but, yeah, I don't know, but, but, yeah, either way, like, from what I have seen, it does look interesting, so, yeah, so, I'm excited for it. I think we just learned about it recently, though. Wasn't there another show that they recently also... There was another show that I think... Oh, also, at Antsy, they didn't necessarily mention anything about, about what? They didn't really mention anything about, Primos, which I found interesting. And maybe... I don't know, they could still be announcing certain things throughout the week, so... Who knows? But as far as I know, they haven't announced anything when it came to Primos. Didn't even really say, like, when the air date's gonna be and yada, yada, yada. So, I'm not fully sure, like, what to expect there. Let's see. Yeah, because there's, like, a certain page that Oh, Stugo. Yeah. I'm still not fully sure what Stugo is, though, but just from the animation and what I'm looking at right now, it looks cool. Again, I wish I could have shown you guys some of this stuff, only because, like, but I can't do it because, I can't necessarily do it, only because, like, I don't have, like, the screen sharing feature kind of, like, set up here, so, yeah. But yeah, I'm very interested to see, like, what, some of these, like, new shows that they're coming out with is going to be. And, you know, and Disney announced quite a bit of new content, which is good. Nickelodeon, I think they announced a couple of new shows. There's one show that I guess was kind of made by the same people who did Big Nate. And they randomly just uploaded it on YouTube, like, the first episode, which I haven't checked it out, but they randomly kind of, like, posted it, and people were saying, like, oh, the show looks good, and yada, yada, yada. I didn't even know about that show As far as, at least I don't think I knew about that show. So that's one. I may check out the first episode, or maybe, yeah, Max and the Midnights. Yeah, I may check out that show, or at the very least kind of scrim through the video or something. I'm not sure, but they did release that, so that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, like, they did announce that. And didn't they also announce something else? Or did Nickelodeon, or was that it for Nickelodeon? Because I could have sworn there was another piece of, like, news when it came to either it was either with Nickelodeon, or it might have been just with Paramount itself, like Paramount Animation. Yeah. Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. I can't believe that show's still going on. I don't like Proud Family, I'm sorry. Yeah, right now it's just a bunch of Disney stuff. Did they make any announcements for Nickelodeon? I could have sworn it could have just been scrolling a lot right now, and it's just Disney. I'm just doing it. It's a page that I follow that kind of talks a lot about, like, animation news and whatnot. So yeah. Oh, damn it. You know what? There's one last thing I would actually like to talk about before we end this live stream. So Warner Brothers Animation did come out with a teaser, not necessarily a teaser, but a clip of The Proud Family was my childhood, but I heard the new show isn't getting the best reputation. It is not. A lot of people are not liking this new show. But yeah, Warner Brothers Animation released I think it was like a 2-minute clip of the day the day the Earth blew up, which is the new Looney Tunes movie that's going to be coming out in theaters. We don't know when it's going to be coming out in theaters, as far as I know. Let me actually double check. Did they even say? Like, did they even say when that was going to come into theaters? As far as from what... Okay, so not from what I can see, but it's going to be coming out in theaters sometime this year. But again, it wasn't necessarily a trailer. It was a clip of the movie. And from what I can see, it looks amazing, okay? We're going back to 2D hand-drawn animation, which is phenomenal. I'm happy to see it. And the fact that it's a 2D hand-drawn animated film that is going into theaters, that makes me very happy. And literally, one of the first things that I said when I saw the trailer, I mean, not the trailer, the clip for that movie, one of the first things that I said, it wasn't the exact first thing that I said, because obviously the first thing I said was, wow, this looks amazing. Look at how fluid the animation is. It looks incredible. But the second thing that I said is, where is Disney's excuse for why we haven't seen a 2D hand-drawn animated film from them? And the fact that we could have gotten Wish to be a 2D hand-drawn animation, and yet we got this slop where it's, hey, we're doing a stylized 3D animation where it's supposed to somewhat represent 2D hand-drawn animation when it came to the freaking like backgrounds being water paintings or whatever the hell. It's like, why didn't you guys just stick to doing 2D hand-drawn animation? I mean, granted, if it were to be 2D hand-drawn animation with the current version of the film, it probably still would have been crap. But but like, I think I'm gonna get to that one. But I think, like, they really did themselves a disservice when it came to Wish, you know what I mean? Not just with the animation, but with all of the changes that they made with the movie. No duo villain, no villain couple, no star boy, you know what I mean? No love interest. Like, they just really, really messed that film up, bro. Like, my God. And then again, they gave us a reason like, oh, why we couldn't do 2D hand-drawn animation with this movie because of all the stuff we wanted to do and the camera angles that we wanted to get. We just couldn't, or the camera movements we wanted to get. We just couldn't do that with 2D hand-drawn animation. Yet this is the same company that's done Beauty and the Beast and Tarzan. Need I say more? Beauty and the Beast, the ballroom sequence, and the freaking Tarzan literally like just swinging through the goddamn tree branches. That's the same company that's done. You telling me you can't do stuff like that anymore, Disney? Get out of here. Christ. Shut up. My God, man. Kawaii Live Antonio says the Cat in the Hat movie is promising. Did they announce a Cat in the Hat? No, I think they did, but did they show anything from it? I don't necessarily remember particularly. Let me know in the comments. You do have a little bit more time. Maybe it will be like the Green Eggs and Ham series, since that was also done by Warner Brothers Animation. If you're talking about, I guess, the Cat in the Hat movie, which again I don't really remember too much about, if that's the case, that would be good, because the 2D hand-drawn and another example of a 2D hand-drawn, which, might I add, that was a series. Okay, the Green Eggs and Ham was a series, fully 2D hand-drawn, with some CGI backgrounds, of course, for certain scenes. Again, Disney wants to tell me they couldn't do that, when the Green Eggs and Ham series was literally, like, what, 5 hours worth of content for one season? For one season. They had 2 seasons, and so they did more. Wish would have been a hour-and-a-half film, and you're telling me you couldn't do a 2D hand-drawn anime? Shut up. Like, get out. You're lost. Oh my God. But yeah, the Walt Disney Animation Studios executives don't know what they're doing. They don't. Absolutely. I think Disney in general, just like for 90% of what they're doing, they have no idea what they're doing, bro. Like, Disney, I really, really hope they freaking, like, improve eventually. There has been some signs of improvements, just a little bit, at least when it comes to their parks. When it comes to, like, Disney theme parks and whatnot, I do think there has been a couple of improvements going on with Disney, which for me, as a theme park enjoyer, especially somebody that loves Disneyland, that's great, but, you know, for everything else, it's like, I don't know. Skepta the Wolf says, yes, it was confirmed that Warner Brothers Animation is making an animated Cat in the Hat movie in the works. Okay. Let me look that up, actually. Just very quickly. Cat in the Hat. Animated movie. Oh, so okay, no, I do remember this. It's not gonna, it's gonna be coming out in 2026. Okay, so yeah, I do remember this. All right. Yeah, it would be interesting if it is gonna be like a 2D animated, like, hand-drawn movie, kind of like in the same sense of, say, Green Eggs and Ham was. That would be cool. I would go see that in a heartbeat. Have you seen the Garfield movie yet? No, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. And I haven't really heard, like, great things about the movie too, and seems like there's a lot of cliches that would make me drive up the wall probably. So it's like, I don't know. I'm just not interested. I think that is about it. Yeah, I think that is about it. Let me just... Wait, what the hell is Discovery Life? That might be something I'd check out later. I don't know. I have no idea what that is. Oh! Wow. Gary the editor actually made, like, a very quick Appearance. Hey guys, what's going on? Can't stay for long. I'm stuck in a family dinner. Okay, bye. You know, it's funny because like I had a he's literally at a family birthday dinner actually. So he's celebrating a birthday today as well. So that's very interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot about DIY Duck. That's right. And yeah, and then they also, yeah, Once Upon a Studio, which was also 2D animation, yeah. But yeah, I forgot about DIY Duck. I did check that out, and that was pretty good. I wish they could kind of come out with like more animation like that. You know what I mean? Like, instead of just regulating Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Minnie, Daisy, Pluto, Chip and Dale to the preschool shows, which I mean, okay, granted, they did have the Mickey Mouse shorts for a long time, which was great. But I kind of wish they could do a little bit more with these characters. Like, I recently watched The Three Musketeers with Donald, Goofy, and Mickey in it. And it's kind of like, can't we do more fun movies like this? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many people even liked the Musketeer movie, but I personally am a fan of it. Mainly because I grew up with that movie when I was a kid, and I really watched it over and over again. So I definitely still enjoy that particular film. But I wish they could do more with these characters in a movie. That would be great, you know? Like, even if it's not a theatrical film, which would be fine, like, just come out with more movies with them. More than just these preschool shows, which are not bad. I'm just saying, do more with these characters. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. We had the stop motion holiday special. I've still never seen that one yet. I don't think I've seen any of their stop motion specials. But yeah. Also, another fun fact, originally Disney was supposed to make a 3D animated Where the Wild Things Are back in 2005, but instead they ended up making Chicken Little instead. I didn't know that. That's interesting. What's also interesting is that Chicken Little could have become a series. It was recently leaked that, yes, Kawaii Life Antonio just said it, but it was recently leaked that like they were working on like, I think like a pilot or something. And it just never materialized. I don't think it, I wasn't sure, like, when you really think about it, I don't know if it really would have happened anyway. I don't know how well Chicken Little did, and I don't know how many people really even liked the movie to begin with. I remember little to nothing about Chicken Little. I think I've only seen that movie once. So, I don't know. But yeah, I think considering that like it was gonna have a series, or it was kind of planned to have a series, and it didn't, and it fell through, obviously, like I think obviously it wasn't all that well received, you know what I mean? So like I think it most likely wasn't necessarily gonna happen all that much. So yeah. Chicken Little was a big money maker and a huge hit back in the day. Okay, so it's interesting that who knows why it's kind of barely talked about or anything like that. Like I never would have necessarily known, but that's interesting. I loved Chicken Little when I was a kid, but now that I'm older, I can understand why it was panned by critics. Chicken Little surprisingly ended up as a success despite it being hated. Yeah, because I don't exactly particularly see a lot of people saying great things necessarily about Chicken Little. So yeah, I'm not even like fully sure you know, how it was like fully yeah, I don't know. I'm all over the place right now. I do need to end the stream very soon. Especially with Buck Cluck. Yeah, that part's true. Again, I don't remember too much about the movie necessarily, so I can't really say, but some of the clips I've seen, like it's like, not great. It's not great. According to Google, it made $314.4 million USD, which was really, really good back in those days. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, even a movie making $314 million on a specific budget now would still be really good. You know what I mean? Has a 35% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yikes. Yeah. It was the most successful Disney animation movie of the 2000s. Was it? Really? That's crazy. True, we've had worse Disney movies. Yeah. I think the Chicken Little hate is retroactive and mostly on the internet. Yeah, it's probably true. But again, like, when it comes to Chicken Little, like, you rarely see Disney make any references to that movie whatsoever. Like, I was kind of surprised that Chicken Little even made, like, a prominent appearance in Once Upon a Studio. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of shocked me a little bit. Like, he was kind of there in the middle. So, but yeah. Same with Bolts. That's a cute movie. I like Bolts. Like, anytime I watch it, like, I'm always kind of enthralled with the movie. It's very fun. It was an insane cameo surprise. It definitely was. Agreed. Bolts is underrated. Yeah, you know, it's interesting because the one thing I also remember when it comes to Bolts was that they had like a video game after it, and I think it was mainly like I'm used to, when it comes to like video games based off of movies back in the day, I'm used to these games like being based off of the movies, like maybe adding a little bit more story to what we saw from the movie, but we're kind of like playing the movie, but like being interactive and stuff like that. And they didn't do that with Bolts, which I found to be kind of interesting. It was kind of like Bolts kind of just set in the Hollywood like movie or television show kind of thing, and we're just, or at least that's what I kind of somewhat remember. So it was kind of interesting, I think. But yeah, how long have we, 2 hours and 12 minutes. Okay. Yeah, so I think I am gonna have to, no! Oh wow, Josh, didn't know you were streaming today. Anyway, hi. Damn it, I wish you came in a lot sooner, man. because you kind of just caught me at like when I'm about to end the stream right now. So, damn it. All right, wait. I think you're about to comment something else. Okay, that was kind of weird. that was kind of weird. But yeah, yeah, you missed most of the stream, dude. I apologize for that. Like, yeah, I mean, I didn't put it on the schedule. I kind of just started. So yeah, but you'll be able to catch me in my next stream whenever that's going to be. Could be in 2 weeks or something. I don't know. But yeah, I was going to stream yesterday, but I just didn't like really feel all that up to it. So, I was still in school by the time you guys were streaming. Oh, okay. I thought, aren't most kids out of school right now? Like, if you're in high school or in elementary school or middle school, like, aren't most people out of school right now? Or are some people still in school? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, damn. Yeah, because I was wondering, because, like, because usually I stream, obviously, like, on the weekends, like, whether it be a Friday or a Saturday or something. But, yeah, like, I don't tend to, I generally don't tend to stream, like, during the weekend, or during the weekday. I get out of school on Thursday, by the way. Okay, so you're on your last week of school. All right, cool. All right, so, yeah, so I'll probably be doing, like, a lot more streams throughout the summer, like, probably during the weekdays, probably. Maybe, that really depends. I mean, that is if I end up doing a stream, though, but, yeah. Because I know there's a lot of people, obviously, that are in the stream that are not in school anymore. Like, obviously, like, they're around my age and what have you. But then there's some people who are still in school right now, so, yeah. Your mom says, so what did I miss? We mainly talked about, like, a lot of animation news, in terms of, like, the ANSI, festival and, like, stuff that's being, announced and whatnot. So that's mainly what we were talking about, but also it was my birthday, yesterday. I turned 28, And so I kind of did this stream today to somewhat kind of just be with you guys and, like, you know, slightly celebrate my 28th birthday and whatnot. So that's mainly the gist of what the stream was. It was mainly about, like, talking about, like, the animation news that kind of came out in the festival. So there's still some more news, animation news, that's going to be coming out pretty much this week. We're going to get some stuff, particularly from Cartoon Network Studios and Warner Brothers Animation and Hanna-Barbera Europe. I'm not going to count too much on it, you know? Like, I'm sure we're going to get some stuff when it comes to Amazing with a Gumball, but yeah, I'm not expecting much when it comes to Cartoon Network. But yeah, we may have a video at some point. If we're going to have a video this week, I'm not sure, but we'll see. It really kind of depends on what I decide to do and if it's something that me and Alex can work on. We'll see. Happy late birthday. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, so happy early birthday. No, it's actually belated birthday. Again, my birthday was yesterday. Today it's June 10th, so my birthday was yesterday. So it's happy but either way, still thank you for wishing me happy birthday. Okay, so Skeptic the Wolf says, I'm also looking forward to MeTV tunes to drop by the end of June since they revealed the schedule. Yeah, same. Yeah, because I do watch MeTV sometimes in the mornings to kind of check, like, to watch Looney Tunes and some other stuff and what have you. But agreed. Like, I'm definitely looking forward to MeTV tunes. That's going to be huge. And they're going to be adding some more shows down the line as well. That's going to be awesome. Don't worry about Boomerang, because some people wonder if Boomerang's still going to be here after all that. Boomerang's not going anywhere. Like, that's completely separate from this. But yeah, I'm looking forward to MeTV tunes and whatnot. That's going to be awesome. I hope you had a great birthday. I did. Again, like, yesterday I was feeling a little off. Like, you know, like, not sick or anything, though, but wasn't, like, exactly in the greatest state of mind. But my day was completely made when I went to Benihana's well, it's Benihana, not Benihana's, but yeah, when I went to Benihana to basically have some dinner, treated myself to a birthday dinner, got, like, their most expensive meal there, filet mignon steak and lobster tail with some fried rice and their sauteed or, like, cooked veggies and all that stuff. Amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing. I want to go back very soon to get something else. And I wish I knew about their birthday certificate thing, because apparently the month of your birthday, like, you could basically get, like, $30 off of your, you could get your, get, like, $30 off of your meal. So that could have saved me a lot of money, but you know what? It was all good. I knew how much I was going to spend. And I was like, you know what? It's all good. It's fine. I'm not having any issues spending this money. It was fully, completely worth it. The food was amazing. It was incredible. It was probably one of the most tender pieces of steak I've ever had. Like, it was insane. Obviously, it was not as soft as Wagyu steak. I haven't had Wagyu steak, but I know how, like, tender and soft Wagyu is. But that piece of steak, like, my God, it was so freaking tender. It was amazing. It was crazy. And maybe part of it was because I had it medium rare, I think. But regardless, it was mwah. So freaking good. So yeah, my birthday was pretty good yesterday. And I'm still going to be celebrating throughout this week. Tomorrow, I'm going to be heading out to meet up with some family members. We're going to have lunch together. I don't know where we're going to basically eat together at, but regardless, like, they're going to be celebrating with me tomorrow. So that's going to be cool. And I may possibly do something this weekend. Not sure. Maybe go to another restaurant or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just going to have this be, my week. Why not? You know what I mean? Shoot, I can do it. So yeah. Medium rare steaks are always good. That's kind of the only way I make my own steaks. You know, like, I will get steaks every now and then, because they're not exactly the cheapest, you know, but I will get, like, you know, a really good piece of steak, like good quality pieces of steak, you know what I mean? And when I do cook it, I cook it on cast iron skillet, and I basically, you know, cook it to medium rare, you know what I mean? Because that's where you're going to get most of the juices. It's not going to taste dry, or it's not going to be dry, you know what I mean? And it's going to be more tender that way as well. So, hey, like even when I ordered medium rare, because everybody else at the table, like pretty much everyone else that had steak, they practically ordered well done steak. And when he was kind of saying, hey, you got the medium rare steak, hey, I see you're a man of good taste. And I'm like, hey, you're right. You're right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, because a lot of people around me, like, they tend to, like, some family members, when we went out to get, like, steak and lobster at Sizzler, they all ordered, like, well-done steak. You know what I mean? And I was the only one that got the medium rare steak, which was still kind of chewy. I don't know what kind of, like, pieces of steak they use at Sizzler, but I don't know if I would want to do, like, steak at Sizzler again. Like, it's the flavors there, it's just very chewy. Like, I'm all about the tender cuts, okay? Like, even when I had steak at Disneyland, when I did, like, one of their, like, dining packages to see Fantasmic, like, that piece of steak, very tender and juicy. It was like, oh, it was ridiculous. But I kind of gotta stop, talking about, I kind of have to stop talking about it, because now I'm getting hungry. I may need to make me a sandwich right now. But yeah, what's your favorite food, Joshua? Steak, burger, bacon, salad, lobster, seafood. I love seafood and sushi. Sushi is like amazing. Any chance I get to be able to have some sushi. You know what? I may want to try to get sushi sometime this weekend. Honestly, definitely to make up for last year when I did sushi. The sushi was good. It's just it was nah, but still, yeah. I love shrimp. Yeah, and I had some really good shrimp last night, too. And the lobster tail, the way they cooked the lobster tail yesterday as well, like, oh my god, amazing. Okay, I'm gonna have to go now, finish my laundry. I also gotta finish my laundry, too, so I just gotta put it in the dryer. But yeah, thank you so much for joining in the stream. I am gonna be ending it right now, too, so, yeah, So, wow, that must have been awkward, LOL. What, you mean, like, was it awkward that I was with another family while I was at Benihana? It wasn't, honestly. We all were just there to have a good time, you know? They were also celebrating something, too. So, I was celebrating my birthday. They were celebrating their kids graduating from 5th grade and whatnot. So, it was all good. It wasn't awkward whatsoever. It was good. I think, you know, I would do Benihana again as a solo guy. As long as the people that I'm with are chill, it's all good. Speaking of food, have you ever thought about making a food-related channel? You know, I did, or what, maybe not a food-related channel, say, like, on YouTube or whatever, but I did think about, like, making, like, food-related videos, you know? So, yeah, probably, yeah, maybe a food-related channel. I'm not sure if that's something I would do, but I do like, you know, I do like cooking a lot, obviously, and so I could definitely make, like, cooking videos, but, you know, I don't know if that's something I'm going to do, but it definitely is something, like, I thought of a couple of times. No, because you were the only one who ordered medium steak. Nah, it wasn't. You know, I just noticed everybody was ordering well-done steak, and I was like, okay, you know, that's fine. That's what they like, you know? But, yeah, my steak was incredibly freaking tender. Incredibly tender. The lowest I'll go is medium, okay? But medium rare is, like, perfect for me. Oh, man. But yeah, once again, I think I'm going to be ending it right now. There's a couple of things that I do need to get to as of this very moment. So, yeah, thank you guys so much, honestly, for joining me on this stream. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes as well. Again, I really do enjoy doing these streams with you guys all the time, and so that's why I've kind of been doing a whole lot more of them. I don't know, again, I don't know when the next stream can be. It could possibly be in 2 weeks or so. I don't know, it really depends, but, yeah, we'll see, but Thank you very much, Jonathan, Kawhi Life Antonio, Tiger, I think that's how you say your name, Tiger, I think, Vamps, Zach, History Notes, Mason Wrigley, Mache, Rossell, your mom, Gillian, Skeptor the Wolf, Athena, Shane. I think that is about, yes, it's pronounced Tiger. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, but thank you guys so much for joining in this live stream. Really appreciate you guys every single time joining me and watching my videos and what have you. And I know some of you guys also, what am I trying to say? Some of you guys also, subscribe to my other channel, the vlogging channel, the Regular Josh Adventure channel. Really appreciate that. We're almost at 300 subscribers there. That is freaking amazing. So that's really awesome. So, yeah. Yeah, bye. I'm sorry about that, Dorothy. I didn't see your comment, but thank you so much for joining the stream. I'll see you next time. So thank you very much for joining in, Dorothy. I may have only been here for a shorter period of time, but I still had fun being here, man. Take care. Awesome. That's great. You take care too. Again, thank you guys so much for joining in the stream. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Enjoy your last week of school, your mom. And hopefully you'll have a great summer vacation or summer break. Same for everybody else who is possibly still in school. Hope you guys all have a good summer. Yeah, so thank you guys again so much for joining in the stream. And remember, you're hearing it from a regular bunny in a regular world. Peace out. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.